Are you a man of courage? That was a question I asked a while back. And I want to circle back to that because courage is one of those words we just don't use enough as dads, or we don't even really think about how courageous it is to be a dad or to do this over and over with little ROI on a daily basis. And this idea that you're doing it for a 30-year investment almost sounds like the idea maybe of doing a job for 30 years you don't like with this hope that your 401k is going to support this life of freedom on the other side. But that's not what we're talking about today. Let's dive into courage in a different lens. So recently, my daughter in the Southern Wisconsin Anthology, which is this kind of arts organization that students submit their artwork, and it changes from like artwork to actually writing. And this year it was writing. And the theme was writing a poem on being unstoppable. And my daughter wrote this poem about being unstoppable and why she went to space to be unstoppable. And she got into the top 24 of our school district, and she was thrilled. But prior to that, she had already given up on herself well before she even got accepted. She was talking all these different things and making really hard to father through this because I'm trying to reinstill that she's good, that this is a good thing, that failure doesn't mean it's everything. Well, today she got a letter that she didn't move on to the next round. And then it originally devastated her of not getting in. But then when she found out she was getting highlighted, still kind of found a happy medium. Well, tonight I just got done with Toastmasters, which is something I've been doing for, I feel like 3 or 4 years now. And it's been one of the reasons that helped me with my voice, helps me with my ums, which you probably don't notice, but I hopefully don't say the word a lot other than when I intentionally do it. And if I do say it, it probably is intentional. So within this Toastmasters, this is where the thread I want to go. I've just committed to do the International Speech Contest. So Toastmasters, if you don't know about it, it is an international organization with clubs literally all over the world. If you've never heard of Toastmasters, when you look and see how many clubs are everywhere, I guarantee there's probably 3 in your county anywhere in the world right now. And you're like, wow, this whole thing's been here the entire time. And it's really cheap personal development. It's like $60 on average for 6 months of getting feedback, getting practice, and going generally to 2 meetings a month. But back to courage. So tonight I committed to the International Speech Contest, which is this contest throughout every Toastmasters club in the world that prepare to advance you from the club level to the regional level to the district level and then to the national level and then the international level. And you have 7 minutes on the international stage to give a speech that could potentially win. Now, that is something that I've thought about doing but never had the right time. Well, tonight I did. I gave my speech, and I actually gave the speech that I gave you on Monday about fear and faith. So taking that speech, tying it in, and I don't have to keep that speech, so I'm not 100% married to it, but I couldn't help but notice or think about the courage that I'm going to show through this process. Whatever I'm going to learn, I'm going to learn. But then also getting to tell my daughter about it and realizing that she did something courageous and I'm going to do something courageous and we can both learn something together. And because if we don't take courageous steps first, our kids often don't understand how to do it for themselves, or they often don't know how to respond because if we haven't done it, they don't really have a model of how to do it for themselves. And almost everything that kids learn is modeled on what we do first. So this is a reminder. Do courageous things in your life because your kids are watching. They're looking for solutions to problems they don't know yet they need to have. So that way, when it does happen, they know exactly how to behave. Or they know their dad did big things, so I can do big things. This is a message that I want you to think about going in to this next week, 2022. What are you going to do that's courageous, that's going to leave behind something better for them to model in their life that's courageous? Because if we follow and lead by example, they will follow our example. And people who do courageous things tend to have courageous and amazing results and tend to change the world. Guys, that is all I have for you today. And I'll be back again with you guys tomorrow.